As stated, my name is Gregory Dale. I am the Southern Regional Coordinator for the Innovation Center within USDA Rural Development. I'd like to welcome you to the Economic Development session. This session will introduce economic development programs and services that are aiding in building community resilience for rural and underserved small businesses and municipalities and addressing COVID-19 challenges and disparities. So definitely appreciate everyone being on today. Hopefully you get a lot out of the presenters that's going to be on. Or like I said, that's an old picture of me. I got my COVID due on now, but that is me. And I'm going to go ahead and go into the presentations. Our first presenter is Suzanne. I hope I get this right. Terrazas. Suzanne Terrazas.
Suzanne Terrazas, yes.
Okay, the title of our presentation is Employment Protection Program, EIDL. She's an Economic Development Specialist / Administrative Officer for the Small Business Administration. So Susan, the floor is yours. Suzanne, the floor is yours.
And good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Suzanne Terrazas, and I am the Economic Development Specialist and Admin Officer, also the Veteran Rep here with the SBA Arkansas District Office. In this presentation, I hope I'm able to give you valuable information on the efforts that we're making here in Arkansas due to the coronavirus pandemic. Next slide, please. On this agenda today, I want to first introduce you to our team at the Arkansas District Office, give you a quick explanation of the disaster loan programs that are available, such as the Paycheck Protection Program and the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, also known as the EIDL. Update you on our most current results with both disaster programs, talk about the efforts that we're making to reach Arkansas's small businesses on a personal level, and share with you several ways you can contact the SBA District Office for further assistance. Next slide, please. Okay, our team, next slide. And here at the Arkansas District Office, we currently have a full staff on board with a variety of backgrounds and areas of expertise to assist you. Edward Haddock, our district director, has been with the agency for 11 years and 5 years as the Arkansas District Director. Jerry Talbot is the Deputy Director and recently joined our team in May. He came to us from the Department of Defense and has an extensive background in government contracting. Herb Lawrence and Richard Duda are our lender relations specialists here in the office. Both have over 20 years in counseling small business owners and lending experience. Derek Andrews, Joshua Price, and Claudia Wilson are also new to the team and can assist you with any small business inquiries. Next slide, please. Now I'll quickly go over the loan programs that the SBA is offering here in Arkansas. Next slide, please. The SBA offers multiple options to businesses that were impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. The first of these programs is the Paycheck Protection Program. This program is used on a short-term basis to support payroll for COVID-19 affected businesses. This loan can be forgiven if at least 60% of the funds were used for payroll expenses. The next one is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, or the EIDL. This one was implemented to support our business's cost of operation. This loan is used for paying rent or mortgage, payroll, and other expenses that would have normally been able to have paid had the disaster not occurred. The EIDL advance, which was the grant, is no longer available. There are also relief offerings for current SBA loans. With the 7A and the microloans that are in current servicing status, these loans can have their principal and interest payments made by the SBA for up to 6 months. With new SBA loans, these can be paid by the SBA with the lender agreement as long as the loans are approved before September 27th of this year. The SBA is also offering to pay the lender portion of the principal and interest payments for our 504 loans. Next slide, please. As I stated before, the Paycheck Protection Program is used on a short-term basis to support payroll for COVID-19 affected businesses. The loan is eligible for forgiveness. To apply for the Paycheck Protection Program, the application must be submitted to an SBA-approved lender. The two links provided here on this slide will help you to find a lender. The deadline to apply for this program was recently extended to April 8th of this year. Make sure you do not send your application directly to the SBA. This loan application can only be submitted to a bank. Next slide, please.
August 8th. I thought you said April, but is that August 8th?
August 8th, yes.
Awesome.
The Paycheck Protection Program for eligibility for PPP loan forgiveness. In order for the loan to be completely forgiven, you must use at least 60% of the funds to pay for payroll costs. You can use the 40% to pay for other expenses associated with the business. If you are unable to meet the 60% minimum requirement, you still will be eligible for a partial forgiveness of the loan. So, for instance, if you were approved for $10,000 and had to use $6,000 for payroll expenses, but only used $5,000 for payroll, then $1,000 would turn into the loan. If you received the EIDL advance, that amount will be deducted from the forgiveness amount that is paid to the lender. That you'll also see that on the PPP forgiveness loan application. The SBA also reserves the right to review applications and make final decisions regarding eligibility. Next slide, please. Eligible payroll costs. Eligible payroll costs include salary, wages, commission, tips, employee benefits, including costs for vacation, family medical leave, sick leave, state and local taxes assessed on compensation. Next slide, please. To apply for the forgiveness, you must submit your loan forgiveness application to your lender within 10 months of the end of your covered period. SBA has not yet provided guidance to the lenders yet on how to submit these applications to the SBA. So if you would please be patient, and as soon as we receive those instructions or guidance from headquarters, we will forward that to our lenders as soon as possible in order for that process to get started and finalized. The links to the forgiveness applications are provided on this slide. We also have the application forgiveness in Spanish if anyone is needing that form instead. Next slide, please. Okay, we're going to go over the economic injury disaster loan. This loan was to help business maintain their operations during the pandemic. Funds from this program are paid directly from the U.S. Treasury. You do not need to consult with a bank or another lender and can apply directly through the SBA portal at disasterloan.sba.gov. There is no cost to apply, and you do not have to accept the loan if the loan is offered. The maximum unsecured amount you can receive is $25,000, but the total max amount that you can receive on the EIDL loan is $150,000 with collateral. And the collateral will be based on what you own through the business. So if you have furniture, company vehicles, that is the type of collateral that the Office of Disaster Assistance will require as collateral for this loan. The EIDL advance, again, is no longer available. That program shut down after July 11th. So if you did receive an email stating you were eligible for the advance, that program has been unfortunately closed. Businesses can have an existing disaster loan and still qualify for the EIDL loan. So the loans cannot be combined as one and cannot be consolidated. So if you were here last year and say the flooding that we had last April and you received an SBA disaster loan, or the tornado that we had up in Jonesboro this April, you can have those disaster loans and still are eligible to apply for the economic injury disaster loan. Next slide, please. What can the EIDL funds be used for? These funds can be used for rent, mortgage, payments for the business on premises, payroll, accounts payable, and the bills that you normally would have been able to have paid had the disaster not occurred. So if you have credit cards that are associated with the business, you can make the credit card payments. You just cannot pay anything off. This is just to sustain you through this difficult time and just make your normal monthly payments. Next slide, please. To apply, and who is eligible for the EIDL? To be eligible for this loan program, you must be a small business, a sole proprietorship, cooperative, tribal business, nonprofit, or veteran organizations, all with fewer than 500 employees. You must also have an acceptable credit history and prove your ability to repay the loan. You will be asked to provide documentation during the initial application, and the SBA loan officer will let you know if any more information is needed. Although there is no minimum credit score, borrowers still have to show a responsible credit history. The SBA disaster loan officer will review your credit history and application and make a determination based on the information that you've submitted. Next slide, please.
And Suzanne, is 1 minute.
Okay, I'm trying to go faster. I'll go faster. Okay. The economic injury disaster loan is processed through our sister agency, which is the SBA Office of Disaster Assistance. The Arkansas District Office cannot accept the EIDL application. To check the status of your loan, you will need to call 800-659-2955 or email disastercustomerservice@sba.gov. Now, the Paycheck Protection Program is for businesses to help pay the payroll expenses during the pandemic. Oh, I'm on the next slide. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm going over the results. If you'll see the results, we've had over 42,000 businesses with an average of 78,246 that received the PPP loan. And Arkansas alone has received a total of $3.3 billion as of yesterday and helped retain over 375,000 jobs. With the EIDL, on the next slide, we were able to provide provide support to over 31,000 Arkansas businesses with an average of $3,330 per business, with over 103 million awarded to our small businesses. So next slide, please. Okay, the webinars. With the webinars, we have seen great success with our loan programs. We are currently having webinars on a daily basis. If you'll go to our website, the SBA Arkansas District website, you can register there. On Fridays, we have a Q&A segment. So any questions that have not been answered during our normal webinars, you can either send to our email address, which is Arkansas_DO@sba.gov, and we will answer your questions there. We can also answer them on Friday. We'll open up the phone lines for an hour to answer anyone's questions. We've also have our resource partners. Our resource partners are helping small business owners also to get through this. And if you need any assistance with filling out any of the applications, please reach out to them. And that would be the ASB TDC SCORE at Women's Business Center. And with that, thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Greg. I should have gone a little faster, but hopefully I got all the information there as for everyone. And there's the information right there on that slide.
Please write that phone number down, write that email address down. Good information, really appreciate that. Suzanne, won't you put your direct contact information in the chat? Like I said, again, a lot of good information. I've had the great honor and opportunity to present with Mr. Edward Haddock and Herb Lawrence. you know, real good folks. And so that leads me to believe that SBA in Arkansas got a lot of good folks and doing a lot of good work. So thank you for the presentation. Really good information. That Paycheck Protection Program deadline is early August. What was that, August 8th?
August 8th.
Clint O'Neill is with the Arkansas Department of Commerce. He's the Executive Vice President of Global Business. Topic today is going to talk to us about is COVID Small Business Assistance Program. Let me see. Yep, I'll be doing your slides, Clint. So just let me know when you want me to advance. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good afternoon to everyone. I really appreciate the opportunity to spend a few minutes with you. I wanted to take some time and just kind of give you a little bit of a high-level look of where we're at in the economy in Arkansas. And then when we talk about our COVID-19 business assistance programs, just kind of take a look at some of the really innovative, inspirational Arkansas companies and what the private sector has done in response to COVID-19. Part of our job at the Arkansas Economic Development Commission and the Department of Commerce is just to really brag on Arkansas companies and the great things going on around the state. Talk a little bit about the public-private partnerships around the state with the Governor's Economic Recovery Task Force and some of the things that's leading to. And then we'll spend a few minutes talking about the business assistance programs that we've been a part of. But first, just let me say to Suzanne and her team, to Edward Haddock, the Arkansas Small Business Administration Office just did a fantastic job, is doing a great job through the COVID-19 health and economic crisis. It's been a great partnership between AEDC and the SBA office in Arkansas. So just my hats off to the team there. Fantastic job. It's been a great partnership as a lot of companies have called our office, have called their office, have called anywhere they can looking for business assistance programs. And so it's been a real good partnership there. But Greg, if you want to go ahead and advance 2 slides, the intro slide, and then to the next one. There we go. So it was around December 2019, certainly earlier this year, before, March 11th was our first COVID-19 announced case in Arkansas. And before this time, we had some really strong momentum going on in economic development in the state of Arkansas. So these stats come from December 2019, when the Arkansas unemployment rate was 3.6%. But what I'd really like to point out is this total employment figure. So you've got, at that time, 1,286,800 Arkansans working, which is more Arkansans working than ever before. In fact, in the 5 years previous to this stat, we had outpaced all of our neighboring states in wage growth. And so you put those two things together, and that's some incredible momentum when you have more Arkansans working than ever before at a wage growth outpacing all neighboring states. And so we were doing very well at that time with great economic development momentum. Just kind of tracking stats from the beginning of Governor Hutchinson's administration going back to January 2015, there were about 100,000 more Arkansans working than were working in January 2015. So that was kind of the before picture. I don't really have an after picture, but I do have a current picture. If you'll go to that next slide. So currently where we're at, last week the stats came out for the June numbers, always a little bit of a lag there. So the Arkansas unemployment rate is now 8%. That's certainly better than the United States unemployment rate of 11.1%. A lot of times we look at that number, the unemployment rate, which is certainly important. I would think a more important number though would be back to the total employment number, as some kind of drop out of the workforce and are not captured in that number. So we dipped down to having 1,210,900 Arkansans working in June 2020, which is still better than that baseline of January 2015 that we talked about in that previous slide. I think it's still to be determined how much of the economic recovery will come kind of in a U shape versus a V shape. you know, how many of these jobs will immediately bounce back versus how many will be over time. But certainly something to keep an eye on. I truly believe that, that there's going to be a lot of momentum coming our way in the state of Arkansas, that we're going to bounce back to being able to say we have more Arkansans working than ever before. We have wage growth outpacing neighboring states, and truly the sooner we can get there, the better. The last couple of weeks have been certainly very encouraging. In the last 2.5 weeks alone, we've had 5 or 6 good economic development announcements. Amazon announced 1,000 new jobs in Little Rock. A company called Signal announced 31 new jobs in Fordyce. Gerber announced 50 new jobs and a $30 million investment in Fort Smith. A company called SCA Pharma announced 180 new jobs and a $10 million investment. This was yesterday in Little Rock. Lazy Boy announced that they're growing their facility in Siloam Springs. And a company out of Georgia called Synergy Cargo announced 70 new jobs in Crossit. And so some good announcements in the last couple of weeks, represents good geographic diversity in the state of Arkansas. And I'm encouraged by our pipeline and some things to come. But if we could go to the next slide, wanted to highlight some of the Arkansas companies that are just doing great things. Don't have enough time to kind of tell all their stories, but these and many more are companies in Arkansas that just really stepped up through the COVID-19, immediately went to work, whether it be companies like Rocktown or Pernod Ricard that had distilleries that they started making hand sanitizer, donating a lot of those products. We've got companies like TY Garments and Triumph Group that started making masks and PPE. Same for L'Oreal, started making PPE and also just donations to the communities in the state. Companies like Walmart and George's and Tyson's that came up with some really innovative programs for their employees, whether it be bonuses, one-time bonuses for all of their employees. George's had what they called an appreciation bonus program for a certain time, paid $2 an hour more to all the people in their facilities, to 7,300 employees. A lot of these companies, Tyson donated just several millions pounds of protein to the communities in which they do business. And so when we talk about the COVID-19 response, you know, we talk about the public side, but also just wanted to point out the private side and the great things that these companies are doing. The next slide talks a little bit about the public-private partnerships. This quote that's highlighted on arkansasready.com, that Arkansans will face this challenge, as we always have, with compassion, resiliency, and unbeatable entrepreneurial spirit. When Governor Hutchinson set up his economic recovery task force, it was very encouraging just to see business leaders of nonprofits, of churches, education institutions, all across the board, all across the state of Arkansas, really come together. I can't think of another time that a group like this has come to just rally around something like economic recovery that was obviously brought upon by this health pandemic. But some good things coming out of the task force. If you've never seen the information at arkansasready.com, I would encourage you to check that out. That's not our webpage. It's a webpage that was just stood up recently, you know, after COVID-19, as a way to give specific guidance by industry. So there's about 30 different industries and very up-to-date information on what the state guidelines are for those industries, and just a lot of good information about the timeline of economic recovery and guidance for those industries. The next 3 slides take care of some of the response economic development business assistance programs that AEDC administered. The first one being community development block grants. So these are federal funds that are provided to the states, and in some cases directly to communities. We had a $10 million allocation that was already kind of on the books, not a part of the CARES Act or any kind of follow-up COVID-19 program, but just money that we had an opportunity to deallocate from an economic development project that did not work out. And so we wanted to be a part of COVID-19 recovery. With this program, we allocated $10 million to 27 rural hospitals with grants between $250,000 and $500,000 used for equipment and supplies or for operating cost. We didn't necessarily see this as a direct economic development program. And so you won't see these job numbers many places. This is not something that we're saying jobs wouldn't be there, but for the program. But through the 27 hospitals, 7,899 jobs were benefited because of this program and these funds. The next program on the next slide is the Quick Action Bridge Loan Program. So these are state funds that we had as a part of what we call the Governor's Quick Action Closing Program, traditionally used for business expansion or business recruitment projects to close the deal when it comes to job creation, whether it be infrastructure or training, something that our team uses to ensure that we win those projects. So we had $6 million from the Governor's Quick Action Closing Fund. We also had $3 million that the Attorney General's office had from a consumer education enforcement settlement that they wanted to be a part of small business recovery in the state of Arkansas. So it was a good partnership between our office and the Attorney General's office. So we created a program that provided bridge loans. This was right before the Paycheck Protection Program came out with SBA. We knew that some companies needed immediate assistance. And so the bridge loan is basically to help companies bridge until traditional financing or bridge until they receive those PPP loans. And so with this program, designed for small businesses between 2 and 50 employees, we were able to help out 483 companies, and there were around 6,600 jobs associated with this program. And then the final program is one called the Ready for Business Grant Program. This came after the PPP. This came as the economic recovery was happening. There were some businesses that had been closed that were now reopening. There were some that were resuming operations after a period of slowing down. We knew that employees, in order to go back to their employer, they needed to feel safe. Employers certainly wanted to be responsible and do things in the right way. We also knew that customer-facing businesses wanted to ensure consumer confidence. And so this program was designed to do those two things, to keep employees safe, to keep customers safe, to keep a level of confidence of going back to work and being a part of the economy. And so this came as a part of the CARES Act funds that AEDC administered, rolling this out to help companies buy personal protection equipment or help to reconfigure their space to have one-time expenses to just kind of help reopen or resume their operations. So based on headcount, $1,000 per full-time employee, $500 per part-time employee, so grants of up to a max of $100,000. Grants were awarded to companies in all 75 counties, and you see here kind of the majority of the grants, close to 95%, went to small businesses, 50 and fewer employees. 25% of the grants went to businesses that were minority-owned, and 33% to women-owned. So some of those would fall in both of those categories. The number of companies benefited here, at this point, we've approved 11,409 applications. We had about 1,000 more applications than that, some that did not qualify or some that are still kind of in the phase of getting us additional information in order to qualify and get those grants. But total number of jobs associated with those 11,400 companies, around 225,000. And with that, I'll leave you my contact information and just say thanks again for having me on.
All right. Hey, appreciate that, Clint. Some really good information. Everybody, be sure to write that contact information down. A lot of good information, a lot of good programs. Some things I didn't know about, you know, the Quick Action Bridge Loan Program. Wasn't aware of that, so good stuff. And I'll note that you mentioned the job creations, you know, 31 jobs in Fordyce. You know, for face value, you might hear that like 31 jobs, okay, but 31 jobs in Fordyce is huge. 70 jobs in CrossFit is a big deal. So definitely good work. And I'll give you a few minutes to write that contact information down, because definitely need to follow up on those programs to get that information. The next speaker is Patrecia Hargrove. She is the Executive Director of the Southeast Arkansas Economic Development District there in Pine Bluff. Patrecia Hargrove, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Greg said, my name is Patrecia Hargrove. I'm the Executive Director of Southeast Arkansas Economic Development District in Pine Bluff. It's a pleasure to speak with you today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our organization and our services, and then I'll get into our involvement in the COVID-19 response. Southeast Arkansas, next slide. Southeast Arkansas Economic Development District is one of 8 planning and development districts in Arkansas. SEAD was established in 1967 by a state legislature to resolve area problems. Our primary mission is to assist local government through strategic planning for sustainable economic and community development. We also provide assistance in obtaining and administering state and federal funding to make those plans become a reality. We are neither state nor federal. We're a nonprofit, quasi-governmental organization which renders technical assistance, economic development, and planning assistance for our region. Just think of us as an extension of staff for state and government agencies in our Southeast Arkansas area. The next slide, you'll see the different economic development districts in the Arkansas area. As I stated before, there were 8. Southeast is in the further southeastern corner of Arkansas. If you can see, it's in like the bluish green color. Our counties: Arkansas, Ashley, Bradley, Chico, Cleveland, Deshae, Drew, Grant, Jefferson, and Lincoln. Our board is made up of 55 members. The 10 county judges, of the mayors of our first-class cities, and community leaders from business, agriculture, education, and community service. Next slide, please. This slide shows our administrative staff. Our services include workforce development and training, solid waste and recycling. We have business services, project development, which people really are interested in. Our grants administration department. CS grants department assists our cities and counties in applying for and administering state and federally funded projects that are designed to improve community and economic conditions. Next slide, please. This slide shows the list of the different projects that we assist our communities. And it also shows the partners that we work with who are instrumental in funding these projects. Some of those are at EDA, federal, USDA, rural development, which are great partners, FEMA, Delta Regional Authority, AEDC, historic preservation, the list can go on and on. Different types of project, as you see, are community and economic development. This is just a short list. The list goes on and on. Okay, next slide, please. In response to COVID-19, COVID-19 evolved into a declared emergency. And like everyone else, CED became inundated with so much information by email, through conference call, teleconferences, and news alert. This information was coming in constantly and being updated sometimes on an hourly basis. CED decided to assess as much of this information as possible and utilize its platforms and disseminate the information to its members and area leaders. We also studied the information so that it could be a source of technical assistance. We received a lot of requests from businesses and units of government needing help with understanding and applying for resources, as well as directing them to the appropriate agencies. This slide shows the contact information of a business services coordinator who was instrumental in assisting with all of these requests. Next slide, please. Now, this slide will show the information that was distributed to our area on our different platforms. As you can see, we list the different resources that were available, as well as the links to some of those resources. This information was updated as a result of the changes in CDC guidelines and recommendations, federal and state directive, policy changes, and passage of the CARES Act. As you can see, this is information as it showed on maybe like our website. And we clicked on like Arkansas Economic Development Commission. They had a lot of valuable information that could be useful to our businesses and employees in our area. And we just made sure they got the correct information. So we provided their information on our website. So we were very appreciative of their assistance. Department of Labor, Arkansas Workforce Services, we had highlights of the CARES Act and all of the different types of federal and state resources that were available during that time period. But specifically for the response to the COVID pandemic, we were directed towards businesses, individuals, medical facilities such as rural hospitals, first responders, an emphasis on things as PPE, paycheck protection, food shortages, and unemployment. There were also projects that were being developed that are geared towards identifying economic impact, strengthening response systems and procedures, and resolving the community and economic development gaps identified as a result of the pandemic, such as access to internet, and realizing just because you have access to internet doesn't mean that individuals in rural area can have the technology to access those services, and utilize different platforms to continue their businesses and access resources in a timely manner, such as some of those programs or resources that were available that they had to get into very quickly. If our rural areas were not able to, if they had the benefit of internet, but yet they did not have the computer system to go in and access those resources, they were still at a disadvantage. So having those resources available or sending them to the workforce one-stop office, or them coming to our office, or showing them how to utilize things like Zoom to continue their businesses, their meetings, those things we found out were very important. So while we are patiently waiting on these resources to come to fruition, we are still promoting the funding opportunities that are currently available through our federal and state partners that were listed on that slide number 5, such as USDA. We're really promoting some of the other programs that are out there, funding the availabilities that are out there that can assist our mayors and judges and our businesses so that they continue their business and their work in the area. See, this is short and sweet. You have plenty of time for questions. I thank you very much.
Well, appreciate that, Patricia. Good work y'all doing down there in Southeast Arkansas. You know, I hear some good folk come from Southeast Arkansas. So, like I said, good on that. But Planning District's definitely a good partner. And again, like I said, if you looked at that map, Patricia's office covered that southeast corner. And I don't know if you saw that list of projects that Planning District can work on, but it's a lot that they can do. So definitely worth having a conversation with Patrecia Hargrove. Hopefully you got her contact information. Patrecia, if you don't mind, you put your contact information in the chat so people can get that. But you know, they're in Southeast Arkansas, definitely need to touch base with you. Or if you're not in Southeast Arkansas, she can definitely connect you with the planning district that serves your area. Again, Patrecia, thank you for what you do. Like I said, continue the good work down in Southeast Arkansas.
Thank you, and thank you for your partnership.
Oh, absolutely. Y'all have been a great partner. And those projects, so everybody know, those partners that, those projects that she outlined, rural development historically has served to partner with the planning district to help get those type of projects funded. Like I said, I used to work with programs and done a lot of good work with the planning district. So again, thank you. We're going to move on to the next presenter, and that is Charity Hallman, is with the Hope Credit Enterprise Corp. We met at the summit that was mentioned earlier in Northwest in Russellville that talked about workforce, and we've been in communications ever since. So like I said, definitely glad to have made that contact with you, Charity, and look forward to your presentation. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Gregory. I appreciate that. Thank you, and thank you to USDA for this opportunity to talk about Hope's work, and also just to participate and learn more. So I want to start off a little talking about Hope in general, Hope's mission and our services, for those of you who may not be as familiar. Simply put, Hope's mission is to uplift individuals, small businesses, and communities by offering access, which is why you see so many names: Hope Enterprise Corporation, Hope Credit Union, and Hope Policy Institute. We are not a single organization. We're a family of nonprofits that work together to support our mission and to help eliminate economic inequities across our footprint, which I'll talk a little bit more about. I'm not going to dive too deeply into each of these organizations. So we're able to offer traditional banking services and be an SBA lender. Through the Enterprise Corporation, we're able to obtain credit enhancements, new market tax credits, and utilize other lending programs. We believe these initiatives are very important to quality of life in our communities and economic development of the South. And lastly, I want to mention our Policy Institute. We have a team dedicated to uplifting the voices of our members and advocating for our communities at a state and a federal level. And they've really played a role in our COVID response, which I'll talk a little bit more about as we go. So if we could go to the next slide. So Hope has been around for about 26 years. And during this time, we have generated over $2.5 billion in financing that's benefited over 1 million Tennessee, Alabama, and Louisiana. We affectionately call it the Deep South, even though sometimes Arkansas is not considered the Deep South. Depends on who you talk to. And what I think is important about that is that more than 1/3 of the nation's persistent poverty counties are located in these states. And so that means for the last 30 years or more, the poverty rate has been 20% or greater. And so we are proud to say that 75% of our consumer loan borrowers that we're able to lend to people that often are left out. 81% of Hope's beneficiaries are people of color, and 2 out of every 3 beneficiaries are a single family headed household. So we can go to the next slide. So Hope's impact in Arkansas. I'm really happy to say Hope has been working in Arkansas since 1995. We've provided over $80 million in loans to about 200 businesses. We have about 3,000 credit union members, 3 branch locations, and 1 program office. In our Southwest Little Rock office, all of our staff are bilingual. We're really focused on supporting the Latinx community. So Hope has really tried to take a very comprehensive approach to COVID. Almost immediately, we began offering debt relief to members for 90-day forbearances on mortgage foreclosures and commercial and personal loans. We've suspended negative credit reporting for members. We've sought additional capital. We actually extended beyond our 5 states. And as of July 30th, we provided over 2,341 loans for a total of $76 million to businesses. 96% of those loans were less than 100,000. So we've really tried to focus on small businesses, which is part of our mission. Rather quickly, though, we realized there were going to be businesses left out of PPP. So we created a Power of Hope grant program, which gave a $500 grant with no strings. Pandemic is to work with allies and advocate for small businesses and CDFIs. We've been able to leverage our experience. We were very integral in with the Hurricane Katrina effort and its recovery. We managed the Louisiana Business Loan and Grant Program. So we learned a lot of lessons from that. And we were able to work with other organizations. And so I think one of the great things about HOPE is because we work across these 5 states, we're able to share lessons learned in different places and bring that to Arkansas or Alabama or Louisiana and vice versa. And so now I want to talk a little bit about our impact in Arkansas. If you could go to the next slide. Our median loan size was around $7,000. And all of this has gone to support 651 jobs. So it's something to be really proud of. 98% of the Arkansas loans were under 100,000, and 60% or 2.1 million went to businesses in a majority people of color county. If you could go to the next slide. So the question you might ask is sort of what's next. As everyone's pointed out today, there's a lot going on. And it's difficult to know what the right thing will be, but I do think working collaboratively with the state. Something that I think is really encouraging is that recently HOPE received a $10 million investment in the form of a transformational deposit from Netflix. And we will be able to use this money to continue to support entrepreneurs, homeowners, and consumers in our region, which you see in front of you. And prior to this pandemic, Black-owned businesses were showing about a 40% drop. And so we really want to do what we can to help change that trajectory. And I think it'll take all of us. But it's great to hear what people have been doing. And thank you for this opportunity to share the role we can play.
All right. Hey, thanks for that information. Charities contact information there. Please write that information down. Give you about 10 seconds to get that information. Like I said, a lot of good, the HOPE program, those small grants, like I said, definitely let small businesses know about that. Again, thank you, Charity. We're going to go ahead and ask Jeffrey Pulliam, with the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff Business Incubator to discuss that. And Jeffrey, again, it's good to see you. Look forward to the information you're going to give to us today. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you. First, I would like to welcome everyone from the Chancellor, Lawrence A. Alexander. We're glad you all are partnering with us and doing what you do. It takes a village. And with this pandemic, it is vital that we all come together and do what we're doing now. So kudos to USDA and everyone else involved with pulling this together as well. ERDC was established in 1987. We've been around for 33 years. A lot of people don't know that. We started, we were in a small mobile home trailer on campus at UAPB. And then in 2006, we ended up building the Business Support Incubator building on Main Street. And that's where we currently reside and provide our services. I'm gonna be brief, but I'm gonna go through what we do. And if you have any questions, I have my email out there, or if you have any additional information that you may need from me, please reach out and give me a call or an email. at the Business Incubator is really a program of ERDC, which is UAPB's Economic Research and Development Center. And we provide multiple areas of service. First being business development, community development, training, and workshops. With the business development aspect, we help startup businesses, existing businesses. An individual could just walk up and say, I have a business idea and don't know what to do. So we do one-on-one consulting with those individuals or partners or corporations or what have you. We work with them as a business partner. We actually hold their hands going through it. Because a lot of times you may find individuals that may have started a business and they're 6 months in, a year in, and then they're lost. They don't know what to do. So we help them take a couple steps back, review the landscape, and then take them step by step through a business concept, business planning process. If it's a startup, we can even assess the individual to see if they're ready fiscally or mentally, to start a business, because that can be a concern sometimes for some individuals. And we work with all aspects of business assistance, from the concept, feasibility study, business plan, loan packaging. It's basically from A to Z. You could have a business that you've had for 3 or 4 years, 10 years, and you know what, I want to sell it, but I don't know what to do. So we use our resources with our partners, which a number of them are here on this webinar, in addition to our PhDs and departments on campus. So we have a plethora of resources to support and guide a client through his process of starting and growing his business. Our community development area, we look at housing development. We do rehab projects. We do, we did a super block program where we actually tore down houses and got with the Choto and the city of Pine Bluff and developed 6 to 7 brand new housing on the University Park area of Pine Bluff. We work with municipalities. We go, and this is not just in Pine Bluff. Let me backstep a little bit, because we are throughout Southern Arkansas. So we work in the Delta area. We work, so these services are not just available here, it's throughout Southern Arkansas. We work with municipalities. A mayor may call us and, hey, we have this building and don't know what to do with it, or we need these type of services here for our small business people or economic development people. And we will provide a number of those programs and services. We work with nonprofit organizations, from the inception all the way to helping them prepare their 990 tax returns if needed. We do a number of things with nonprofits, help them find funding, help them develop programs, help them board training, help them develop their board. It's just a plethora of things that we do under that vein as well. Our training and workshops, that's pretty broad, and it could be specialized to any particular area or need, whether it's housing, how to buy your first home, or how to get financing, whether it's marketing for a business or bookkeeping for a business or a nonprofit, home ownership workshops and training. It's a number of things that we provide out of the ERDC Business Support Incubator program. I want to talk about the resilience. Our resilience and how we're moving forward with these services that we currently offer is we're in a position to where it's easily transferable to a virtual platform. But we can't do any of that without relationships, partners, and customers. So we have to know where our customers are, where our partners are, whether it's the inability to have internet access, or the partners may not have the staff or to provide a specific service that we may need. So we virtually work with everyone in that vein as well. We grow sustainable businesses and service providers. They are viable. They are true viable. So you have to have a strong partnership. And I know you get in trouble for naming names and programs, but I just, we have to do a shout out to the DRA and Chris Caldwell, Patrecia Hargrove over at CAD, Congressman Bruce Westerman, City of Pine Bluff, Mayor Washington. These are just a few of our partners that have helped us, and we've helped them to be where we are today. So it takes a village to get through this pandemic for sure. And there's a lot of panelists here that are partners present and in the past from a lot of the programs that we've done over the years. Now, resiliency services. High-speed internet is still an issue in a number of the rural areas in Arkansas. So what we're doing is, and we've been doing this, is basically going to those areas. But at this point, we would have to incorporate, the PPE, social distancing, and things of that nature. But those services are still viable and available to all in the rural areas that may not be able to jump on a webinar for a course or a workshop, that may not be able to do a Zoom meeting one-on-one with a consultant for support for their business or nonprofit. So those things are there for us. And we're also a conduit for referrals and resources of our partners. So if someone could call us about a man on the moon and he wants to get off, and we'll find the resources to assist those customers to get that man off the moon. So we are dedicated to serving our community, our state, basically, from municipalities to the rural areas. And with this pandemic, I want to kind of go over a few of the business owners' insecurities. And
1 minute, Jeffrey.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, and
Yep.
this is worldwide. So a lot of businesses have uncertainties. They have customer loss. They have revenue loss. Operating expenses are increasing. Where are we getting funding? Home and personal instability throughout all this pandemic. So what we are doing is reassuring them and showing them that we are there for them through motivation. We remind them of their faith in God and themselves. We take them back to their vision to show them this is why you started this business. So hopefully we can, relight a fire under a lot of the small businesses that are truly affected by this. And basically, you want to look at the pandemic as the entrepreneurship masquerading as a pandemic, but one of the millionaires created from COVID-19. So we want people to look at this as an opportunity for new niches for their business, how to pivot to cross over to another industry, or how to create something that's not here that's needed at this time. And you could be the next millionaire created from this pandemic.
Well, hey, I appreciate you, Mr. Pulliam. Like I said, thank you so much. A lot of good information, a lot of stuff I didn't realize that you did. And like you said earlier, you send me an email, contact, like I said, because you mentioned a lot of good stuff, particularly in regard to tearing down houses, rebuilding. A lot of stuff y'all do, I did not know. So like I said, let's stay in contact. Thank you for that.